Alright, welcome back to Dank Scott Traders Hub. Apologies for the delay. So let's now get into it straight without any wasting time. As usual, this is the BTC analysis. You know it, we normally have it every Tuesday and Friday at 10. We normally go live 10 minutes past 1 every Tuesday and Friday. So let's get to see what happened in the world of BTC in the previous 2 weeks. All right, so let's go to H4. First, remove history here. Daily. Okay, we're on daily time frame. So you remember we last saw that higher, that current higher high there. Our all-time high there, and of course I told you, according to this structure right here, these two trend lines, price was showing us that it's likely to head to that level to give us a new all-time high right about there, but up to now it has never gone to that. In fact, we see price broke out and then started to play around here, then came to this level here. Before we broke off, I told you we may see a breakout here to come around there, and then we get back into the buys. That is if it breaks this support level, but price never broke that level. In fact, it bounced off that level. So where we are currently, I want to delete these two, delete this and that. So where we are currently, we see price bounced off from this support, and currently we have that as our change of character on daily time frame. Remember, this is a change of character right here. This right there is a change of character, but it seemed to be a fake change of character. Right here we are seeing another change of character just after what we had seen right here. So we got to see another change of character pushing us now into an uptrend. So I want to delete all this now, get to weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame, it can be, it actually is now clear. If I see something like this, that makes sense for me to see what is happening in this market. Right, so I see something like that, although I'm not having, something like that. Weekly is very crazy to so go to daily time frame. So I see that, and now this is likely to respond to this. So we can't anticipate it now, but it's likely. So all I want to do right now is to anticipate sales from that very angle. All we can do now is to anticipate sales. So that is a falling wedge. The previous trend is a buy trend, meaning we will eventually see buys coming later, either from this very order block here or down below here. But as of now, price is reacting to that trend line. Is it enough for us to actually enter some sales? I don't know. Price is still above our 10 MA on both on a lot of time frames, daily time frame, H4 time frame. H1 is now currently below at 10 MA, which means anytime from now we are going to see some sales. We are going to see some sales anytime from now. And of course the sales that I'm talking about, there's something like this anytime from now. Now if I go to M15, I will clearly see some change of character according to M15. This is what I'm talking about. That is the change of character I'm talking about. Now this, what does this mean? This means that price is likely to, before it gets to this trend line, or after getting to this trend line, it may bounce back a bit to try and take these highs, and then later we get into sales to break and continue all the way down below according to H1. So for now, sales are on, and we are going to actually see some sales today. I believe so. According to what I've seen on M15 and H1, we are likely to see some sales today. So if you trade BTC, then this is your time. This is your time to actually wait for that kind of a move. Hey Felix, how are you? Good afternoon. I see you already on, and that's it. That's what we are doing today for BTC. I hope you are ready for it, because the sale is gonna be on for BTC today and even tomorrow. Let me see, I think the whole of this week we may sell this asset. The whole of this week, yeah, the whole of this week we may sell this asset. So if you are one of those that have been looking for buys, you have to think twice. We may sell this asset the whole of this week, unless a weird momentum comes out of nowhere. Yeah, but if price goes below our 10 MA on H4 and daily time frame, know that price will eventually break this support level right about here, and then we continue with some sales. All right, I think that's it for today. I hope you had a great time. BTC, I told you, we don't normally take a lot of time to analyze it. We've been following it for some good time, all the way ever since we were in 50k. You know that we've made money with BTC ever since we were in 50k right there. That's where we started from. Then we came to this level here when it made a pullback to give us this high right here, which brought us to 100k, and now we are at 110k, 115k actually, almost 120k. That's where we are currently. So we've been following this, and you guys, you know, we started this last year, so you know how we've been doing it. We started, I think, around August there. That's when we started to analyze, to run this YouTube channel. So yeah, that's the very time, and that's why you see this very analysis. That's where it starts from, and we've been following it. It's now over a year, and we are still following it. You can see the uptrend. You can see how it's been moving. In fact, we can even put a trend line. We can use this, and now we know it is likely to come to that level, and of which this is the fair value gap that I told you. Those who remember, I told you this fair value gap may be very significant for us, for price to come back to it, and then we get back into buys. I told you so. Let's wait and see. It's likely to happen before the year ends. It's likely to happen before the year ends, and we come back to that level, and then we go back into the buys to look for a new all-time high. But I told you, if price breaks this fair value gap, this one right here, then it can easily go all the way back to these order blocks, back to 50k, even back to 29k. That is when things have gone worse. I don't know if it will ever happen, but nothing is impossible in this world, so anything is possible, anything can happen. We can see a market crash that can push BTC all the way back to 29k, 30k. Yeah, it can happen. But when it happens, I know you guys will be remembering of this analysis, because we are seeing it. Normally market does that. Yeah, all right, that's it for today. I hope you had a great time. Remember to subscribe if it is your first time here. If you watch it later, remember to subscribe, of course. Don't forget to also like, give us a thumbs up, and yeah, we'll be back here on Friday for the BTC analysis. Of course, I've told you 10 minutes past 1. Friday too, I mean Tuesday and Friday, we are always here for this very session, the BTC analysis. Otherwise, have a great day and trade with care. Don't rush, don't be greedy, and just cultivate patience. See you guys. Bye bye.